Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Merry not so stupid o'clock. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels, and I have the privilege, Christmas miracle, to be coming to you later this morning because my shift starts at a normal hour for once. We're talking 9 a.m. as opposed to 7 a.m. So, we actually got to be able to get some sleep. It's a Christmas miracle. So, we're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we get going this morning, folks, a few of the usual disclaimers, all right? Okay, so first off, you are going to see the link to this investigative report for the, let's see here, December the 13th, 2016 incident right there in the description box, alongside the other pertinent links of the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Kahoya's massive archive on the subject, also including the templates. Folks, sign your name, click on your senator. Let's end adversive punishments, also known as being punished for being disabled, improper restraints and seclusion in public schools, alright? It kills people every year. Alright, we also have the ever-present and self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. Now, folks, if you are not familiar whatsoever with the JRC, that's alright. Please go ahead and take a look at some of the other videos, especially yesterday's. Also, go ahead and make sure to click on the description box. All the links are there, alright? Okay, so we're going to where we left off yesterday, and this video, I believe, should be relatively short because we're going to have a lot of blacked out material to scroll through here. Okay, so based on information gathered by the investigator, there is sufficient evidence to conclude that ALV is a victim of abuse as it is defined by MGI C19C and 118 CMR by ALAB 1. Therefore, the investigation are substantiated for DPPC case number 152292. Of course, there wasn't just one assailant. Individual, of course, it gives you the dates for all the interviews, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, it does not appear that the abuse constitutes a malicious false report. Protective service actions taken and or recommended required when abuse is substantiated. The agency providing protective services to the ALV should ensure that the ALV provided with access to trauma-informed therapeutic supports that are appropriate to ALV's individual situation and needs. When is the DPPC going to get it? You have to earn. No, I'm not kidding you. It's in their own policy. Look it up. They have to earn their right to speak with the damn therapist. Earn the right. Earn the right to speak with a therapist, okay? With tokens. No, I'm not kidding. Welcome to ABA, everyone. So, but they have them there, so they provide the supports, right? No. This place is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? Alright, moving on. Additional findings of risk. ALV was having behaviors and was further upset at being contained in a cubicle in her alternative classroom. I love how they say that. They're always saying they're having behaviors. So that usually puts the blame square on the fucking victim. But they were having behaviors, Tiffany, and it was an accident. Accident my ass. Look up the history of the JRC. Just pull it up. Pull it up on Wikipedia. Go ahead. You'll see what I mean. What they consider behaviors is any kind of quote-unquote defiance of any kind, including stop working for longer than 10 seconds. So you have... God. It's so dismissive. It's so condescending. God. But they're behaviors. Fuck you, ABA. They're not behaviors, alright? They come from our neurology. Staff do attempt to calm her, but are also preventing her from leaving the area by blocking the doorway of her assigned area. Instead of doing the most calming thing in the world and figuring out what's triggering the quote-unquote behavior. Although restraint forms document time that AOV had that day, they do not capture any seclusion or other restriction of her movement. Other restraint forms from the December 2016 were reviewed. 13. Most were short, often beginning with ALV's resistance to supportive guiding, then progressing her being physical with the staff and others. Every time they use supportive guiding, all I can think of is, you mean shock? You shocked her? That's what you mean by supportive guide, right? And you wonder why she's becoming aggressive. Every time they say supportive guide, and all of us who've been going through this case so far know what it actually means. Supportive guide, you mean like using the shock machine like it's a damn cattle prod? Yeah, I too would have issues. Of note, however, there are 5 restraints on December the 8th, 2016 between 9:15 a.m. and 2:16 p.m. Total restraint time that day is just under 4 hours before accounting for minor release times and restraints. Oh, for fuck's sake, you're gonna keep somebody bound and helpless for 4 hours and then wonder why the fuck they're aggressive? Really? Really? Wow. Concerns were meant. So, folks, you know what that means, don't you? The truth be coming out. The truth be coming out now. Concerns were mentioning that ALIB might have been made threats to other staff involved. Oh, of course. It's all our fault. How dare we get aggressive when we are bound, gagged, and restrained against our will and shocked? How dare we get aggressive when we were denied our autonomy? How dare we fight back? God. How dare we defend ourselves in any way? ALAB noted to have called the classroom back before leaving for the day. I-7 confirmed that he had heard ALAB speaking loudly on the staff lounge phone to someone before he left the building that day, probably telling them what the fuck's going on. The acuity of behavioral challenges exhibited by students at JRC place staff in situations where they are required to immediately react and address complex behaviors to protect themselves and students. Oh, great, an abuse apologist. Fan-fucking-tastic. But you don't understand, Tiffany. They're out of control. What are they supposed to do? Are they out of control, though? Are they? And if they are out of control, isn't it understandable? Let me put it broadly for you. If you are getting slammed on a 4-point board, restrained, upside down, with a freaking helmet over your head, and being shocked on a 4-point board for something as simple as refusing to remove your coat, and then shocked every time your muscle tenses, every time you yell, anytime you have any reaction other than freaking just accepting the torture, would you not be fucking aggressive? Because 2 things come out of abuse, and I know this from personal experience. You're either like me. You get aggressive, you get angry. Or you become basically comatose and just end up just saying, okay, get it over with. That's it. And you can see that perfectly in regards to the students at the JRC. But moving on. Without in-depth clinical training and continual, strong, and consistent supervision and direction, Staff appear to sometimes develop informal patterns response that are number consistent with the JRC program guidelines or safe for the students and staff involved. There is no safety in that place, you bastards. This creates a potentially unsafe environment to students and staff where dangerous incidents may occur and or lead to abuse. Everything that happens there is fucking abuse, you idiots. My God, do these people who apologize for this and believe in this shit. Oh, that's right, I forgot. We're less than animals, aren't we? I mean, we don't have real feelings, right? Whew, I need to calm down this morning. Yeah, calm down. JRC should ensure seclusion's restraints of ALV. Or, I got a counter argument. Figure out what's causing the trigger to the behavior. Like a logical human being. Such as were done on December the 16th, 2016 and December the 8th, 2016, are in keeping with the expectations of the Department of Early Education and Care, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, and the school department that has placed ALV at JRC. Thank fuck I was never a student in the Massachusetts school system. That's all I got to say. Thank you. JRC should ensure that staff are free from threats while working and should report any retaliation to the DPPC. Oh God, yes, we must keep the staff safe because who gives a fuck about us, right? JRC should utilize internal and identify external resources necessary to evaluate the current state of the educational and clinical components of the program, and then develop plans that address any challenges identified. There's my argument, folks. If you ever want to know how I know we live in a fucking ableist world with an ableist fucking government, Exhibit A, this entire damn case. Okay, we have a lot of blanked out pages. Was the alleged victim interviewed? Yes. Blanked out. Was ALAB1 interviewed? Yes. More blank pages. Was all reporters interviewed? Yes. Were all available witness interviewed? Yes. Okay. So, they based this off of medical record, previous abuse investigation report. Oh, you mean when they, told somebody about the fucking hellhole and, it was dismissed because it's in their behavior program. So, Tiffany, it's treatment. It's not really torture and abuse. I'm sorry, but the UN Special Rapporteur on Torture begs to differ. Previous hotline report, progress notes, restraint seclusion form, video recording, individual residential agency record. Referred to district attorney? Yes. Was a criminal investigation conducted? No. Were criminal charges filed? No. Fucking should be. Alright, and there you have it, boys and girls. We got a new report to start tomorrow. Because, folks, we have to remember while we're all celebrating our Christmas and having a good time, these kids are still stuck in that hole. They're getting shocked, secluded, restrained, starved, sleep deprived, and fucking helpless. I just want to make sure that we're reminded of that. And that I don't care if it's Christmas or fucking not. I'm going to keep fighting. Sorry about that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and head out for this morning. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. Few that we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So folks, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, And don't forget to hit the comments, alright? I do appreciate your time this morning. I apologize for all the preferable curse words and any time I had run-on sentences, and I do hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.